Every one of you knows our mission, working together to better feed and protect the planet. Our historical business, bakery, feeds more than billions of people with bread, helping bread to be fermented. Today, I'm really happy to see this program, Bake for Care, because in addition to this great mission to feed and nourish people, we are adding a new element, which is bringing health, helping health through bread, and ingredients we will place in bread in the panification. So I wish a lot of success to this great program, Bake for Care.
Sandrine Cuisinier and Thomas Lesaffre, thank you very much for being here. Together, we're going to talk about how Bake for Care came about as an answer to a global market demand. But first, let's have Florian give us an overview of the mega trends concerning nutrition and wellness.
Hello everybody, I'm Florian Dudrain. I'm Business Opportunity Manager at the MCC, and I'm glad to be here today to present you an overview of nutrition, wellness and diet spread markets. This presentation will be divided into three parts. First, I will present you what is behind nutrition and wellness. Then we will focus on the packaged bread market launched over the last 5 years. And we will finish by thinking a little bit more about the future and how COVID has impacted the trends. So first, what's behind nutrition and wellness megatrend? As you may know, within Lesaffre, we use the Lesaffre trend vision to map all the trends around 6 megatrends, and nutrition and wellness is one of them. Thus, we have created the Bake for Care range around 3 pillars that are nutrition, wellness and diets. If you look at the claims on packaged breads released over the last 5 years, you will see that those ones related to nutrition and wellness are the most diverse ones and also the most numerous ones. In fact, over the about 38,000 products registered over the last 5 years, you will see that about half of them contain at least one claim related to nutrition and wellness. If we dig a little bit more into those claims, we can see that they can be divided into 3 parts. First, you have all the products that doesn't contain or has very little element of ingredients that are considered as unhealthy. Then, at the opposite, you have all the products that are enriched or naturally contains ingredients that are seen as healthy ones. And to finish, you have the products that focus on some parts of the population. Either it's linked to their age, their health, their habits, or even their diets. So now, let's focus on the packaged bread products released over the last 5 years. In fact, when we look at claims related to what is called passive health, meaning that products that contains or doesn't contain some ingredients, you will have the top ones that are first whole grain. Then you have everything that is preservative-free or additive-free. And you will have everything that is high in fibers or source of fibers, which is often linked to whole grain. And to finish, you have all the gluten-free products. Of course, this top can be different upon your location because it can be affected by the regulation. And if you look at products containing what is called as active claims, you will see that they are 10 times less numerous than the health passive ones, because those claims are often bound to regulation, and so they are more difficult to use. However, among those products, we can mention earth health ones, either in combination or not, with omega-3. We can also mention minerals and vitamins fortification, and everything that is linked to alertness and also weight management. And now the last part of the presentation, how COVID has impacted the trends and what is called the new normal. First, we can note that before the pandemic, the number of products launched before 2005 and 2019 and containing nutrition and wellness claims increased at a steady pace of about 5% per year. Unfortunately, we cannot consider 2020 data because due to lockdowns, some project has been postponed, and it was also very difficult for companies like Innova to continue their shopping at a normal pace. However, what we can say about the crisis is that it doesn't really create new trends, it just emphasized previous ones. With the pandemic, more and more people are taking care about their health, either physical or mental, and more are considering food as a health vector, which is quite interesting for bread. So thank you for your attention, and have a nice Bake for Care day.
Now we have just listened to Antoine Ball, who was explaining that clearly the strategy of the group and the mission of the group is to better nourish and protect the planet. And at the same time, we have seen that the big trend on the market is clearly the nutrition and wellness, not only for bread, but with Lesaffre expertise on bread, about the possibilities to bring some nutritional benefits to the bread. We are clearly convinced that bread can bring and should bring much more nutritional benefits and wellness benefits. So this is why today we want to focus on this.
And why, especially now, why is it important now for Lesaffre to speak up on this subject?
We have seen that the fermentation, we know that is at the heart of the bread production. And we believe at Lesaffre that the fermentation is key to bring some nutrients, and the metabolites from the fermentation can help to increase a lot some vitamins or let's say some availability into the bread. So really we want to use and to leverage our knowledge and our know-how on fermentation and to propose solutions for the baking applications such as yeast, might be bread improvers or sourdoughs, or also premixes, which will bring a full, complete solution to the final consumer.
How do you perceive the region's expectation on this topic?
Well, this is indeed a really good question, because you may know that in each region of the world, you don't have the same expectation from the consumers. And in that kind of solution, we are not so much looking only to the baker, but this is one step ahead where we are looking to the consumer needs and wishes. And by proposing a Bake for Care engagement program, this is a clear message that we want to propose nutritional and wellness benefits to the bread for the consumers. But our offer will have to be managed and to be adapted locally depending on the needs. And this is why we expect a lot from the regions to understand exactly what are looking to the consumers on the market, and we will help them to build the offer depending on that.
As Thomas just said, the objective was to merge several expertise within the group. The first expertise is the bread making for more than 50 years with our baking center, as you know, but also the expertise of more recently from other BU, for instance, other business units dedicated to nutrition and health. So Bake for Care is a merging of these two expertises.
How did you design this program? How did you think this through?
We have designed this program with 3 pillars. So let's discover these 3 pillars now.
I'm going to give you some space.
Thank you. So the first pillar is the nutrition pillar. In this pillar, you can see you've got high-in and low-in product. So in this pillar, it's mainly to improve the nutritional profile of bread, enriching the bread with beneficial nutrients like protein or vitamin or minerals, and to decrease the bad or unhealthy ingredients like salt, fat, or sugar. So let's take some example for you to understand more. In that nutrition pillar, you may find products like Springer Proteissimo 101, for instance. So it's a product to increase the protein content of bread. You may find also another product which is Quatrefolic from Nourish by Lesaffre. Quatrefolic is vitamin B9, so to increase the content in folate in bread. Or it can be also another product from Nourish by Lesaffre, which is Vita MK7, to enrich the content in vitamin K2. So the content of bread in vitamin K2. But you've got two other pillars. The second one is wellness, the wellness pillar. For this pillar, now we focus on specific population targeted needs, like for kids or for senior. We will go deeper later to explain you more about it. So here we focus on consumer needs. So in this pillar, for instance, you may find solutions like Inventis Senior, so it's formulation dedicated to senior. And the last one, so the diet pillar, here we also focus on consumer needs, but now we focus on healthy lifestyle like gluten-free or vegan or flexitarian diets.
So that's it for the three pillars that compose this program. If you had to sum it up, how would you pitch in 30 seconds the whole concept of the Bake for Care program?
In very few seconds, we can say that with that engagement program, by taking care of our bodies, we can enjoy a better quality of life. Our state of health depends on what we eat every day, and bread is a driver for nutrition and wellness that can be adapted to specific lifestyle needs or dietary requirements. Our commitment is to provide every baker with genuinely healthy ingredients. For the nutrition pillar, what we have done, we have selected within the group all the ingredients which can be good candidates to add them to the bread to improve the nutritional profile of the bread. So the high in and the low in product we've seen before. And what we have done several months ago is to selected them using filters. And these filters were, for instance, are they good after baking? So can we find protein or this vitamin after baking in the bread after the baking? Another filter was also the regulatory aspect, which is very important too. Another way was what about the sensorial analysis aspect too. And another very important aspect, and mainly for bread, is the cost in use. So after doing this selection, we have several candidates, and now we are ready to present this candidate to you today.
So it's only a selection. We're going to highlight three different products.
Yes.
The first one of the program is Proteissimo. What's special about this product?
Yes, Proteissimo is a good example of the merging of our expertise. Springer Proteissimo 101 is a product from BioSpringer. It's a proprietary ingredient from Lesaffre. And now we will see a video with Vanessa from BioSpringer explaining us how it works. And then you will see Alban and Marine in Lille, in the baking center of Lille, explaining us how it works in bread.
Let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Goujon. I'm a Springer Protissimo product manager for BioSpringer, and today I will explain in few words what is this new product. So Springer Protissimo 101 is a yeast-based protein derived from natural fermentation and coming from Saccharomyces cerevisiae yeast. So it contains at least 75% of protein. Springer Protissimo 101 has several benefits. So the first one is relative to its clean flavor. I mean that you can find many plant-based proteins with off nuts. So for example, starchy, beany, gritty off nuts. So here, Springer Protissimo have a clean flavor, so without off nuts. So it's easier for food formulators or bakers to use and formulate with Springer Protissimo. Another benefit of Springer Protissimo is its nutritional profile. So it's a complete protein, so that means it contains all the essential amino acids. And if we look deeper in this profile, so we see that we meet and exceed the recommendation done by the FAO, the Food and Agriculture Organization. Moreover, Springer Protissimo is highly digestible, so it's quite similar to digestibility of animal-derived proteins, but of course it's more sustainable. So this product is the result of the collaboration between Lesaffre and BioSpringer, and it's protected by a patent. At BioSpringer, we launched this product in October in some countries of Europe, Middle East, and Africa for food applications such as meat analogs and cheese substitute. For Lesaffre part, you are going to launch this product, part of Bake for Care range, for bakery application. So I give you the floor to your expert to explain in more details what is the target applications.
Bonjour, Alban, je suis boulanger au Baking Center de Lille. Springer Protissimo 101 peut être utilisé en panification. Il nécessitera des ajustements dans la recette. Ceux-ci seront en fonction de la taille du produit fini. Je l'ai testé à 8%. Par contre, à ces doses, il sera nécessaire d'augmenter l'hydratation, ce qui est positif puisque cela augmentera le rendement boulanger. Il faut savoir que quand on ajoute 1% de Springer Protissimo 101, nous devons ajuster alors de 2% l'hydratation. Ceci pour les grosses pièces. Pour ce qui est des petites pièces, il faudra ajuster de 1,4% l'eau uniquement. Comme vous le voyez sur cette photo, j'ai comparé 3 différentes sources de protéines. La première, Springer Protissimo 101, la seconde, le gluten, et la troisième, le poids. Ces 3 différentes recettes ont nécessité des ajustements identiques d'améliorant et d'hydratation. L'impact sur le produit fini est la tranche de pain de mie. On observe donc que sur le poids, la protéine de poids, l'ouverture de mie est beaucoup plus importante. Pour le gluten, l'ouverture de mie est très serrée, alors que pour Protissimo, nous avons une ouverture de mie qui se situe entre les deux. En utilisant Springer Protissimo 101 sur un schéma pain de mie, l'ouverture de mie se rapproche très fortement de celle du gluten.
Hello, I am Marine Baudin. I'm sensory analysis engineer at the Baking Center in Lille. Protissimo is well adapted for all type of application, especially for small pieces. We had conducted the consumer survey in UK in 3 sandwich bread, one with Protissimo, one with pea protein and one with gluten. The result of this survey was very satisfying because the consumers really liked the Protissimo product and the taste was very well accepted. Not only does Protissimo brings protein content, but also yeasty and nutty notes. Protissimo brings natural flavor and no off flavors compared to other plant-based proteins.
Sandrine, we're going to move on to our second product presentation. The product is Quatrefolic. Yes. What can you tell us about it?
Yes. Quatrefolic is another example of product in that range. It's a product from Niosis by Lesaffre. It's a proprietary ingredient too. And now we will see a video of Sylvia from Yeasts by Lesaffre explaining us in few words what is quadrifolic, and also still Alban and Marine explaining us how it works in bread.
I'm Silvia Pisoni. I work from Yeasts by Lesaffre. I'm based in Desio, that is a small city close to Milano. I am a senior market manager, and I am also responsible of reproduction and women health market segment for Yeasts by Lesaffre. Quadrifolic folate is the vitamin B9. Why vitamin B9 and quadrifolic are so important? Because they play an essential role in DNA synthesis and is involved in human growth and also in development. So humans need to maintain a right level of folate during the different stages of their lives. So folate are very important during pregnancy and lactation, but also for the correct growth of infant and children, for adult people and for older people, and for such a lot of different kind of conditions, like for example mood. Why is important and why often we don't have in our body the right quantity of folate? Because folate contained in food are unstable. If we storage food for 3 days at room temperature, we lose up to 70% of the folate activity, and the cooking process in water can increase the loss to 95%. There are different kinds of folate. The one that I described before is the folate we normally find in food, that are natural, but they are really, really unstable. In 1945, there was also synthesized folic acid that is the synthetic form of folate, is more stable, but is not active as it. So if you take folic acid, you will not have an active folate, but you need to transform it into an active form. The reduced folate as quadrifolic instead is the active form of folate. So it's the biological form of folate. You are able to reach with quadrifolic the right amount of this vitamin, so vitamin B9 in your body. So quadrifolic is stable, is ready to use without any kind of metabolization from our body, is the biological active form, and is also identical to the natural folate.
Je vais vous parler de quadrifolique. Il est très facile à utiliser. Il se dose à 0,001% sur poids de farine. Il n'y a aucun impact sur la pâte et sur le produit fini.
Our experts in smell, taste and texture have compared in a sandwich bread application without preservative the quadrifolic to a control. And as you can see in the profile, the spider chart profile are very close. So that means that the quadrifolic doesn't impact the smell and taste. As you can see in the histogram, the quadrifolic could impact positively the texture of the final bread. We have more humidity by touching and also more tenderness and melt-in-mouth texture.
So that's it for quadrifolic, and we're going to talk about the third and final product example of the Bake for Care program, also from Gnosis. His name is Vita MK7. Sandrine, why did you choose to include this product in the program?
We have decided to include this product in the program because it's a unique product from Lesaffre, from Yeasts by Lesaffre, and good to enrich the vitamin K2 in the human body. But we will know more with Xavier from Yeasts by Lesaffre in a video. So you will discover the video just after, and you will also see Alban and Marine explaining us how it works in bread.
Xavier Berger, Gnosis by Lesaffre, Market Manager, Mobility and Joint Health. So what is vitamin K2? Vitamin K2 is a fat-soluble vitamin which plays a key role in cardiovascular and bone health. Vitamin K2 removes calcium from arteries and transports it to bones. It plays a role of regulator of calcium within our body. Why are we talking about vitamin K2 as MK7? MK refers to a chain on menaquinone, which is the compound of vitamin K2. Research shows that vitamin K2 as MK7 shows higher efficacy due to its better bioavailability and longer half-life compared to other forms of vitamin K2. For maximum effect in the body, MK7 is thus the optimal source of vitamin K. Vitamin K2 as MK7 requires a minimum dose of 45 micrograms per day to activate osteocalcin carboxylation in healthy subjects. Vitamin K2 acts as a regulator of calcium within our body. Vitamin K2 has the huge target to fix the calcium into the skeleton and to reduce the risk of calcium settling in blood vessels. What are the main benefits of vitamin K2? The first health benefit is bone health. The second health benefit is cardiovascular health. Why is there a need for supplementation in vitamin K2? Vitamin K2 is not easy to get from the diet. In order to obtain just 45 micrograms of vitamin K2 daily from diet alone, we will have to consume 4 kilograms of beef or 5 liters of milk. As a consequence, it is very common to be deficient on K2, especially with Western diets. Vita MK7 is one of the leading brands on the vitamin K2 market. This is the brand of Gnosis by Lesaffre. Vita MK7 is a natural vitamin K2 as MK7 obtained from fermentation. What are the main features and benefits of Vita MK7? Vita MK7 differentiates from alternative vitamin K2 thanks to 4 main pillars: natural, pure, clean, and trustworthy. First pillar, natural. At Gnosis by Lesaffre, we harness the power of biotransformation processes. Vita MK7 is a perfect illustration as it comes from the fermentation of Bacillus subtilis natto, the natural source of vitamin K2 as MK7. Vita MK7 is based on a proprietary microbial strain of this bacteria, deposited in DSMZ collection. Vita MK7 is pure. It is a natural vitamin K2 with a very high level of purity. It contains more than 99% of all trans menaquinone 7, the famous MK7, the only active form of vitamin K2, and it contains no trace of unknown impurities. Vitamin K7 is clean, gluten-free, lactose-free, toxin and pesticide-free, soy-free, animal material-free. All these attributes demonstrate that vitamin K7 is a clean vitamin K2 as MK7. Trustworthy. Gnosis by Lesaffre is the only European producer of vitamin K2 as MK7. The entire supply chain, from the raw material to the finished product, is without intermediates or broker. The production process is carried out in our own approved CGMP plant in compliance with the strictest quality rules, ISO and HACCP quality system. Gnosis by Lesaffre production relies on an industrial patented fermentation process, which enables to maintain the naturalness and the indistinguishable potency of MK7. Many of our competitors do not have a natural source or natural production process. Their vitamin K2 is synthetic, so made from chemical synthesis. This production process requires hazardous chemicals and solvents, and several steps of synthesis and purification in between to get rid of the undesired non-related substances. These non-related substances, which are not vitamin K2, may still be present in the finished product, and they include chemicals such as palladium, cerium nitrate, or silica. A few competitors also sell a vitamin K2 from fermentation, but they may use a different source than our Bacillus subtilis natto, and this source usually offers less guarantees, and the analyses show that they usually do not have the same level of quality and purity as Vita MK7.
Comme quadrifolique, Vita MK7 est très facile à utiliser. Il se dose à 0,1% sur poids de farine. Il n'a pas d'impact non plus sur la pâte et le produit fini. Tant pour vitamine MK7 que pour quadrifolique, les analyses après cuisson nous montrent que nous n'avons pas perdu de vitamines.
Our sensory experts in smell, taste and texture have compared the Vita MK7 to a control in a sandwich bread application without preservative. And as you can see on the spider chart profile, there is no real impact of this addition of this Vita MK7 compared to a control. It's the same for the texture. There is no real impact on the texture.
And that's it for our final example. I'm just using the word example because sometimes we just shown 3 different products. I'm sure that there are a lot more in this program.
Yes, it was just, we wanted to highlight these 3 new products in the nutrition pillar, but of course you will find other products in this pillar. So protein, vitamin K2 and B9, we talk about it, but vitamin D2, D3, selenium, and also a product you may know, which is Gustal, a salt replacer, and some other product coming.
What's different in the way you're approaching wellness with the Bake for Care program?
In the wellness pillar, we saw that the mindset has changed. We would like to focus on targeting population because this population have specific needs. So we have designed some formulations, specific formulation, dedicated formulation for those targeting people. Population. For example, it can be for senior or for kids because we know these targets are very important in terms of nutrition. But in the future, it may be also women or immunity and so on.
Sandrine, talking about diets, how will Bake for Care address these diets issues?
With the 3rd pillar, we saw it here, so the diets, what we call the diets pillar. So remember that with this pillar, the philosophy is similar to the one before, being consumer-centric and not product-centric. And the objective is to propose solution, formulation to people with a new healthy lifestyle, as for example, a gluten-free lifestyle or vegan lifestyle. Here are some examples, but in the future we may focus on, for instance, food map or keto and so on, some other diets.
Thanks to all our guests and speakers who came up on this set to tell you about Bake for Care. A big shout out to our crew here who made this live possible. And finally, thank you for tuning in, for being a part of this.